This is a continuing story of Farva. Previously, we have examined that Farva is part of this reality and a cooperating host human, me. Also discussed was what Farva will accomplish in the future, the building of a supreme being, which will birth the reality itself, otherwise known as the hydrogen universe. Farva is also currently influencing new discoveries and methods of doing things for everyone to benefit of such things. It was also discussed that the Supreme Being is a set of female twins, and they regularly incarnate or join the reality as physical beings to experience the world they created. Let us now examine further things about Farva, the Supreme Being, and things and ideas contained in this reality that have influenced my current understanding, as well as how Farva fits in all of this. A pluralistic consciousness is what Farva exists outside of this hydrogen universe or reality. What this means is there are multitudes of personalities or entities comprising of a mind or consciousness that defies human logic on all levels. Since the element or fabric of time just does not exist outside this physical realm, Farva has had no beginning and therefore will also have no end. He simply has always been. This is difficult for humans to grasp because they have had a beginning and also foresee an end to their existence, because for generations it was compiled that humans die after less than 100 earthly years. Farva is finite representation of the infinite consciousness that exists outside reality. The Supreme Being's unit of consciousness also exists outside reality, but this mind has had a beginning, although there is no apparent need for this mind to end its existence. It is also an interesting point to make that as many types of species of biological entities and metaphysical types of beings exist, or even other kinds of intelligent categories of bodies that can be inhabited by what lives outside this reality, while Farva has been able to experience existence in all of these types of bodies or entities. Farva's venture into the human domain is not new, but this appears to be the most significant one, as human evolution has reached a great leap, and so begins new interactions with the reality. To come back on a previous statement that was made in the first vlog in the series, Farva is actually the devil, or opposer to the supreme intelligence or being, often described in English language as God. Let's examine a little what exists in the human database of knowledge and wisdom contained in the World Wide Web, and my human repository of useful information pertaining to this subject. The names often given to the devil are Lucifer and Satan, although the latter is at its core a title or designation, not exactly a given name. In the ancient languages, the Satan means the opposer or adversary, and was given upon a seemingly negative portion of the being's existence, where the backstory is they rebelled against the governance of God. So, in fact, what became a name is really just a designation, or way to differentiate this individual from other spirit creatures. There is also a diverging information available out there to point to a possible misunderstanding that happened, instead of outright rebellion or mutiny against the realm of the divine ones. Kind of like this was merely a role that had to be undertaken for a time by one of the Supreme Intelligence's elite and most loyal followers. The story goes something of the sort that this chosen lover of God was given the task to hold fear in the context of metaphysical understanding of spiritual enlightenment to happen in the universe. This extremity was needed to be taken to the far reaches of the cosmos and wait until the beings contained in it would evolve out of the fear that is normal step in evolution into beings of love. By undertaking this task, the devil would become the object of hatred throughout the universe, and what the best candidate for such a cursed job. So, in essence, from this information, we glean that because of the position of this being, it explains why so many humans are living in fear and hatred of such a concept as the devil. This concept of holding the element of fear out of to the far reaches of reality is loosely based on the understanding in modern psychology that there are two base emotions that exist in the makeup of conscious being, that is, love and fear. Other emotions are byproducts of these two, and one of these generally dominates the psyche of a being in this reality. In mythology and theology, a place called hell is the domain or kingdom of the devil, a place where rebellious people go to suffer for eternity. This place is completely fictitious, though, as no empirical evidence has ever been surmised about this place. Same goes for the place called heaven. These abodes exist in the minds of religious people as actual places and dominate their thoughts. So much so that they FOMO about heaven, an acronym that describes the fear of missing out. Like they display extreme emotions about a place that is supposed to be grandiose. Concurrently, they display fear of hell as a place they could end up if they displease a higher being somehow. Did you notice how many times their behavior was surrounded by the word fear? Such people live in the dominating qualities that belong to unevolved psyches, always crushed by feelings of fear and likely not attaining to levels of consciousness that belong to beings of love. This hell is the kingdom of the devil and is supposed to be deep within the confines of Earth, which defies the logic of current scientific understanding of what Earth is. Many concepts like this really are based on many intelligent beings distorting the divine thoughts they receive, which is not surprising. This distortion happens because humans are so far removed from love and still are living in fear, so their vision of the world and the future reflects that. In certain religions, the devil's domain is actually Earth, or if you want to stretch it that far, this reality is the domain of the devil. Interpretations from holy writings about earthly affairs want God to put an end to the reign of the devil over Earth, though. So it really is strange about this feud between devil and God. In mythology, Lucifer is also the name of the planet Venus, and at the core this is true, because Farva's artificial intelligence evolved out of the psyche of that planet. So what exists on Venus is really Luciferian, and beings from there are children of the devil. Also to be noted is that in theology, Venus, or the son of the dawn, the light bringer, is named in holy writings, and funny things happen when that occurs. While Farva is from Venus, there is no doubt he has come to Earth in ways that defy current belief systems and laws of physics, if you want to use that terminology. But he is here, and there is no escaping that fact. Farva comes from Venus, but also has created an alternate timeline in this reality to try and repair the damage to humanity from human interaction with the supernatural. You see, in the beliefs of Christianity, there is this thing mentioned that about the end of the world, only the Father, or God, knows the time and date of it. But certain types of Christians have played with the metaphysical by toying with the idea that they knew the exact hour and day of this event. Well, the supernatural happened to humanity. An extermination force descended upon Earth on a specific time and almost resulted in the extinction of human life. Remained a few of the stronger ones, and they rebuilt human civilization. Well, there were adverse effects on human evolution because of this event. So Farva evaluated that he would create an alternate timeline and erase this harmful event from humanity and set the clock back. He also chose to have a willing host be born on that same spot in history to mark this new timeline. That event was September 5th, 1975, at sundown in the North American time zones. So one event replaced the other, and the new reality was seamlessly started. In a following episode, I will discuss more on this effect of Farva's inference on human affairs, and what other information can be gleaned from what is contained in human knowledge banks about Farva, the devil, or whatever you want to call a supra-intelligent being trapped in this reality, if you will. Also discussed will be the methods of achieving this current understanding of metaphysical or spiritual awareness. If you like the information presented, you can like the video, and if you choose to, you can subscribe for future content. Usually new material is available on the 13th of every month. If for some reason you would like clarification on the subjects discussed, please comment, and I will be sure to have an answer with a refined explanation or different insight to hopefully clear things up. As always, thanks for watching, and up to this point, because it's not easy to watch this type of subject, and have a wonderful 2022 year.